Hi everyone, welcome to Mala Movement. I'm Charlotte. This is a really gentle and still restorative yoga practice for when you feel exhausted. We'll be using some at-home yoga props to support us through this practice. So take your time to grab a couple of pillows off of your bed, some cushions and as many blankets as you like. If you have yoga props such as a bolster or a block, you're welcome to use them, but no worries if not. And just make sure that you're really warm. So wear a jumper and some socks and let's get started. So we're going to begin this practice together by taking our sweet time to set up all of our props. And this is already part of the practice, so do allow yourself to slow down, to take your time. There's no rush, and you can always pause the video if you need to give yourself that little extra moment today. So we're looking to create a supportive diagonal slope. So using your pillows and blankets and cushions or bolsters or blocks, create a little ledge for your body to rest. If you've got any spare props with you today, leave these to one side and we'll be using those to support our legs and our lower half. But the slope is the focus, so use what you have. And once you feel set up and sorted, come to sit on your side with your left hip close to the slope that we've just made. And you can stack your knees on top of each other. We're going to come down to a supported side lying. So bring both your fingertips either side of your slope and just ease yourself down. Settling. It's almost like we're hugging our props here. Those spare props that we pop to one side, this is optional, you can pop in between the knees. That just adds a little extra cushioning. So do take your time to come down. This is all about finding and leaning into comfort. You really want to make sure that the head feels supported. So it's not dropping or falling away, but keeping the chin tucked a little in towards the chest. You're allowed to be a bit picky here, so make sure that you're truly comfortable. You can adjust the knees, you can adjust the legs. Bring the knees closer or further from the body. We are going to be here for about 5 minutes, so loads of time to really settle in. Take any final movement, take any final adjustments. And then just have a little play and explore with where feels good for the hands to rest. So you might physically, quite actively hug your props. So holding on, that can feel really nice. Or you can bring palms down to the ground. Allow yourself to explore different options. And when you feel truly happy, you feel truly comfortable, you just let go. Breathing in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. You can allow the eyes to close. And allowing the weight of the head to sink into the props beneath you. Knowing that this is your safe space at home to let go, to drop into rest. And if your thoughts begin to wander, that's okay, we're human. The brain enjoys something to think about. So you can acknowledge these thoughts and just invite them to come back into the body, back into the breath. You allow each exhale to be that little bit longer than the last. And with that exhale comes an invitation to let go, to find a release in the body. And you might notice how you're holding on to body parts. You might notice how you're holding on to your shoulders, and in fact you can let them go. You can let your shoulders drop down. Be supported by your props, by the ground, by the earth. You might notice holding on to your belly. You can let your belly go, let it be supported by the props, by the ground, by the earth. And you also might notice areas around your hips and your knees and your legs. You can just allow them to let go. Again, if thoughts are beginning to wander, that's okay, it's all okay. You can acknowledge these thoughts, just gently guide it back in to the body and breath. That soft focus on the exhale, inviting and letting go. And we'll stay in this place just for a few more cycles of breath. And for the time being, stay exactly as you are. You don't need to move or change or do anything. Start to become more aware of the inhale, that big breath in through the nose. Keep the eyes closed, keep the body still and heavy and soft. Just start to twinkle the tips of the fingers and the tops of the toes. And flutter the eyelids open, just letting in a very small amount of light. Slowly, slowly start to press yourself up, away from your props. Keep the gaze down and soft in the simplest way possible. We come to the other side, so turn your body around. So now the right hip is coming as close into the props as possible. Fingertips either side, and take your time to slowly lower yourself all the way down. And give yourself that first few moments of adjustment. So thinking about how you stack the knees on top of one another. The knees can be closer up in towards your tummy or further away from the body, so that you create a longer line. And you don't need to do the same thing as you did on the other side. So there's that room for difference. There's that room for nourishing each side of the body in its own beautiful way. Hands either side of your props, and taking that moment to explore different places you can rest the hands. So either actively cuddling your props, or hands palms down on the floor. Make sure that your head and your neck feel supported, so take any adjustments you need. And then we drop back in, we close the eyes, and we work towards finding that stillness. Leaning into comfort with each and every breath. Inhaling. Exhale, take a sigh out of your mouth. Let it go. And as you exhale, you can allow your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. Unclench your jaw, unclench your eyebrows, and allow the skin of your face to soften and let go. Come to notice your shoulders. Can you allow them to drop and feel supported by your props, the ground, the earth, working with gravity, really letting go. Noticing your belly, working with your exhale to release. Allowing the belly to be soft, dropping. And allowing both of your legs to be heavy, so you don't need to hold on. Allow yourself to let go. The hips, the glutes, the knees, the thighs, the shins and the ankles, let everything go. Knowing and trusting that right now your body is supported. Knowing and trusting that with every exhale brings that little bit more comfort. With every exhale brings that little bit more comfort. And if the thoughts are wandering, it's okay. It's all okay. Be kind to yourself and just gently bring it back in to the body. Connect back to your breath. Take a moment to notice any other parts of the physical body that are holding on to tension. Taking a moment to notice any other parts of your physical body that's holding on to tension. And know that you have the choice and you can let go. You can let go if you feel ready. Staying exactly as you are. You don't need to move, you don't need to do anything else. Just gently start to shift your attention to your inhale. Becoming aware of the breath as it travels in through the nose. Keep the body exactly as it is, heavy and soft. Start to twinkle the fingers and the tips of the toes. Start to flutter the eyes open, just letting in a tiny amount of light. So that we can very slowly, very mindfully start to use our hands to help us press ourselves all the way up to sitting. And we'll take one final place together to really drop in. Shift your bum up to your props so that our bum stays on the floor, but it's as close as it can be. If you've got another pillow or blanket, you can rest underneath your knees. That can feel really good. And we lie all the way back. You might need to adjust your props underneath your head here. What can feel really nice is if you have a blanket, you can fold it round so that it fits nice and snug in that curve between the back of your skull and your neck. It's like the perfect blanket snug. It's like the neck was designed for blankets. Take your time. Get comfy. And just make sure that the head isn't dropping back. So we're not opening up through the chin. And we're finding a gentle tuck of the chin. So the chin comes down ever so slightly towards the chest. And you can rest your hands either on your belly, that's great for grounding, or by your side, palms up towards the sky. Have a little play. Feel out your options. Settle into whichever one feels best. Close the eyes. Take a breath. And exhale. Allow yourself to let go. I invite you to shift your attention to your exhales. So with each and every breath out of your nose or out of your mouth, something else in the body can let go. On the inhale, there's an expansion. There's an opening. On the exhale, there's a softening and a letting go. Your inhale brings an expansion and an opening. Your exhale brings a softening and a letting go. And there's a level of trust that comes with knowing and acknowledging that this is all we need to be doing. We're already doing more than enough. the act of letting go comes with doing less. Take a few moments to scan the body, and just like we've been doing together on our side, notice any areas of tension, perhaps in the face, the shoulders, the belly, or around the hips and the knees. Notice those areas of tension, and then it's your exhale that can invite that release and the letting go. Now turn off my voice just for another few moments so that we can really enjoy the sound of the breath. And wherever you are, staying exactly as you are, you don't need to do or change anything right now. Just start to come back to noticing the breath, particularly the inhale. Notice as you breathe in through the nose, how it brings this fresh air into the whole of your body. Slowly start to twinkle the tips of your fingers and the tops of your toes. And gently just rest the palms of the hands over the eyes. Resting the palms of the hands over the eyes. Just for a final breath. Let's bring the hands together at Anjali Mudra. Thumbs up at your third eye. Thank you so much for carving out the time in your day to practice this. Practice with me. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.